Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Des and today I'm taking you through a 55-minute full body Pilates reformer workout. The only thing you'll need today is a block or something similar for a sideline series. Other than that, it's going to be an amazing full class experience workout. I hope you'll join me. Let's get started. All right, you guys, we're gonna be starting today on 3 heavy springs or whatever you prefer for your footwork. And we're gonna start laying down on our backs. So get your springs ready. Lie down in a comfortable neutral position. Headrest can be up. We're gonna start toes apart, heels together, balls of the feet on. So you're in that Pilates V, balls of the feet on the bar. Hands down by your sides. Make sure we have space in the low back, your neutral spine. Squeezing those heels together. I want you to take an inhale. On your exhale, you're gonna squeeze your heels and press the carriage out. And then control the carriage back in. Again, exhale, squeeze it out and bring it back in. Every time, getting those legs all the way straight, squeezing up on your knees, connecting and squeezing the inner thighs, and always keeping those heels connected. Exhale out, inhale back in. Keeping the heels connected here is going to help us activate the inner thighs, which connect to the pelvic floor, and deep core muscle, the transverse abdominis. Using your breath is going to help also with that firing pattern and deep core activation. Good. Continue getting all the way straight. Good. 4 more. Squeeze those knees up. And 3, 2. Let's come halfway in on 1, keeping those heels together. Nice wide pulses, not changing anything in your spine. Check in with your chest that it's nice and relaxed. Neck is relaxed. Widen those pulses. Feeling that burn already. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen it out at the top and bring it all the way back in. We're going to take your feet to the outside of the bar onto your heels. We're staying laterally rotated. So toes and knees apart. Knees stay over your toes, heels on the bar. Press out, straighten, and back in. Good. Same breath pattern here, exhaling out, inhaling back in. Now it's easy to want to tuck in your pelvis when we go into this wider lateral position. So double check you're maintaining that space in the low back. Also making sure your legs aren't so turned out that you're not feeling this activation in your inner thighs. Good. Forcing yourself to pause at the top, not bouncing through the knees. We always want to lift and squeeze the kneecaps up in towards the quads. Good. Breathe. Exhaling, inhaling as you come in. Good. Four more. Keeping that squeeze, inner thighs pulling together, that little lift through the pelvic floor. Think about that triangle lift. 3, 2, and 1. We're coming halfway in for those same pulses. Keeping them nice and wide. Tailbone is heavy. Think about the inner thigh activation. Even wider on those pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reach it out, bringing it back in. Good. I want you to take your feet just wider than hip distance apart. So just wider than hip distance. You're going to now medially rotate. So your knees are going to touch, toes are rotating inward. You're rotating from the top of your hip. We're going to straighten out from here. Legs will separate. and then bring your knees back together as you come in. Press it out, lengthen, and kiss those knees back together. Good. So we're rotating inward from the hip, not from the knee. Good. Once you feel like you have that motion going, check with your feet. We want your feet to stay in line with the foot bar instead of letting your toes rock back towards you. That's going to be the natural tendency. So keep those feet in line, force those ankle stabilizers to work. And then think about lengthening every time. Back of the knee lengthens all the way straight, then bring those knees back together. Good. Check that upper body is relaxed and you're still in your neutral spine. 4, bring those knees back. 3, good. 2, 1, halfway in, bringing those knees together. Try to keep the knees together so it's a little bit of a smaller pulse. It's okay if they're separating a little bit, but you're trying to kind of pull them together with that rotation from the top of the hip. Feeling that burn. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach it out and bring it back in. Everything is going to come together. Kind of roll out those ankles if you need. Balls of the feet. Bring your knees, ankles, everything squeezing together. Unless that's uncomfortable on your knees or ankles, you can go a little bit wider. But we're gonna lift to a high half toe. Lifting those ankles towards the sky. I want you to press out and hold it there. So we're in your highest calf raise right here in your press out. As you come in, I want your heels to stay exactly where they are. And then press it out again. Heels stay still in space. Press it back in. This is forcing the ankle mobility rather than your ankles moving with you. We want them to stay and move because our knees are bending, if that makes sense. Keeping that neutral spine, still exhaling on the out. Good. We're going to add a calf raise now. This time we're going to press out, hold it out there, lower your heels under the bar, lift it up, then bring it back in. Keeping your ankles stable and going right over your toes. We want to make sure the weight distribution in your feet stays the same. We're not rolling to the outside of your ankles. Just 1 lower and lift every time. 4 more like that. Lower and lift. And 3. Nice. 2. 1. Good. We're going to press it out. Hold it out there. This time 10 calf raises. Lower and lift. 10. And 9. Keeping that weight equal through the ball of the foot. 7. Keeping those knees lifted. 6. 5. It's burning. 4. 3. 2. Hold it up on 1. You're going to bend halfway in and pulse it. Keeping those ankles stable, tailbone heavy. Feeling that burn through our quads. 4, 3, 2. Pause the carriage on 1. You're halfway out. You're going to lower the ankles and lift again. Lower and lift. Good. Really working that ankle mobility. Yes. Good. We have 6. Working that whole ankle. Hearing some crack-a-lacking. 5. Good. Keep them parallel. Moving together. 4. 3. Quads should be burning. 2. 1. Hold that high half toe. Last press out. And bring it back in. Whew. Good, you guys. Shake out those legs. Pound it out. We're going to come all the way up to a seated position. We are done with our warm-up for our legs. We're going to be switching our springs. I'm taking all the heavy springs off and switching for just a medium tension spring. You do have options here though. We're going to be doing some sideline single arm work. So If a medium tension spring isn't quite enough, you can add a light spring or go to one heavy spring. You can kind of test it out. I'm gonna grab my block for sideline, lower my headrest down, lay the block down on your headrest. So again, I'm on one medium tension. I would say a medium to one heavy, depending on your preference. And I'm going to lie down on my side. You're gonna need your strap that's closest to you. And I'm going to find the side lying position, and I wanna pull my top hip down so that I have a teeny bit of space underneath my bottom side. Shoulders are relaxed. I'm gonna reach my arm up towards the sky where it's still in my peripheral vision, and I'm gonna pull it straight down and float it back up. This is going to feel lighter right now, but we're gonna be here for a while. And I promise as we move the arm forward, it's gonna feel a lot heavier. So right now, we're working on mobilizing the shoulder and stabilizing at the same time through the core, especially. So I want your core to kind of tighten and initiate as you pull down and back. If you want an extra challenge here, you can extend your top leg or even extend both legs under your foot bar, keeping that top hip equal with the bottom. So again, this is optional. Optional challenge here for more core stability challenge. You can always bend those legs underneath you at any point. Good. I want you to stay soft in your elbow. And again, your shoulders and hips are stacked and your hand is in your peripheral vision where you can see it all the time. 3. Yes. Good. Always stopping before the carriage meets the stopper. 2. So right up from your shoulder. Hold it down on 1. I'm going to turn my palm back now. Now I'm going to go forward and then pull it back. So this is going to feel a little bit heavier in your shoulder. Forward, pull it back down. Yes, so if at any point you're like, woo, this is intense on the legs or the core, you're going to just bend your legs back to that side lying position. And I know sometimes that bottom hip is hurting. That's because we all need to roll out our IT band. There's also just a bone right there too, so that might be uncomfortable as well, and that's normal. Good. Use that breath. Initiate from the core. 3. 2. On 1, I'm going to pull it down, and then I'm going to circle it up and around. Pull it down. Circle it out and around. Good. I'm going to bend my bottom leg. I'm starting to feel a teeny bit of low back pressure, so pay attention to that. Good. Circle that around. 3 and 2. 1. We're going to reverse your circle. Down and around. Keeping it right in line with your shoulder. So we're not going much past that 90-degree angle. Good. Keep that top hip pulled down. Make sure the lower core is still working. 2 and 1. Good. We're going to bend and straighten into a tricep press. Bend and straighten. Good. It's burning. You can always pinch that rope if you need it at any point for a little bit of assistance to get that full range of motion. And 4. 3. 2 and 1. Hold it down there. Little tiny circles each way. 5, 4. Holy cow, it burns. 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Shake out that arm. Take it over your head for just kind of a little bit of a release there. Whew. Okay, we're giving your shoulder a nice break. We're gonna put your foot into the strap. So if you prefer a little more tension on this one, you can go to that one heavy spring, or a medium and a light would be kind of right in between. I'm still on just the medium tension spring, as I feel like that's plenty for me. So we wanna find this same stacked position. Your leg is gonna come floating a little bit so you can get parallel with your hips. I'm gonna bend and straighten towards the corner of the bar. Bend and straighten. Good. We want to keep your hips in line. Keep that space underneath the bottom side. Bend and straighten. And again, if you chose just that medium tension spring, it might feel a little light, but trust me, you will be burning in no time. So we want to think about a squat here. Creasing at the hip, sticking the booty out towards the foot bar. So we're not letting your pelvis tilt or change with the leg. Good. And 3, relax your top shoulder. Your hand can be here on your hip or down by your side. 2, and 1, hold it there. You're gonna kick towards me and then flex and pull back. Good. Kicking forward, keep that leg parallel, flex and pull back. And sometimes this depends on your hamstring and how tight it is. We just wanna make sure we're not tucking through the pelvis. So that would kind of look like this. If you can see, my pelvis is tucking. To get more range of motion, that's what we do not want to do. So instead we want to crease at the hip, stick the booty towards the foot bar, flex and pull back using the hamstring and glute, not the back of the knee. Good. All things easier said than done. My hamstrings are feeling extra tight today. Good. 3 more. See, it's burning already for me. 2 and 1. We're gonna flex down. We're gonna bicycle now. So bend the knee, kick towards me and drag it back down. Just 5 each way. 4, bicycle. It burns. 3, go to your happy place. 2 and 1. Holy cow. And reverse it. Try not to tuck in the pelvis. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring it in quickly just to kind of pound it out if you're cramping like I am. Because guess what? We have laterally rotated now. So we're gonna open up that hip. This should kind of relieve a teeny bit of that cramping, but I'm gonna do the same exact motion I did before. Bend and straighten. Opening that hip, making sure your hips are still stacked though. We don't wanna roll back like this. We wanna stay stacked and just rotate from the hip on your bend and straighten. And again, this hand can be here supporting you or on your hip, depending on what feels better for you. This set will be a little shorter. And 3, 2, 1. Keep it straight. Now you're kicking up towards the sky. Flex it down using that inner thigh. Point it up. Flex it down. You can do it, you guys. I know it burns in the worst way. Drag it down. 3. Good. 2. And 1. We're going to do those same bicycles now. So I'm going to bend it in, kick it towards the sky and drag it down. Try not to change through the hip. Bend, kick it to the sky, back down. Good. Bend, kick to the sky, back down. Good. Last 2. 1. Okay, we're reversing now. Up to the sky, bend when it meets that hip, and back. Good. 4. And 3. This should feel kind of good in that hip socket, feeling that mobility work happening too. And 1. We're gonna bring it back in, come back to parallel, stacking the knees. Last set here to finish. We're going into that open kind of fire hydrant movement. Open and down for 10. 9. Keeping those hips stacked. 8. Ooh, keep the core tight. And 6. Ooh, 5. 4. This is awful. 3. 2. And 1. And bring it back in. Releasing that strap. Oh, that really, really worked that booty and hip. Okay, but in the best way. Let's cross that leg over for a quick stretch. Oh, it is tight. Tight, tight, tight. So take that figure 4 stretch for a sec just to kind of release that tension. All right, we're gonna go into a side twist motion. We're gonna give our hips and shoulders a teeny bit of a break here before we go to the other side. So you can do this seated crisscrossed, or you can come up to a kneeling position like I am. Just be careful, we're on a light spring. So I'm staying on that medium tension spring. Still welcome to go up slightly if you prefer. We're going right into a side twist. So I'm gonna take my hands in the middle of my sternum, and then I'm gonna rotate my body with my hands and back. So arms are not going past the body like this. We wanna keep your hands at the center of your body and make your body rotate on top of your hips to get that work happening through our obliques. We just did a lot of stability work through our upper body and core. So this is kind of getting that blood flowing back. Try to keep your shoulders as equal as possible. Flattening through the opposite oblique. 4. And 3. 2. Meet me at the side on 1 for pulses. Growing nice and tall. 6. Tall. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. You're gonna release back to center. Take your arms down, just kind of shake it out for a second. I'm gonna take my palm facing inward, elbow facing down. We're going right into lateral flexion here. So I'm gonna reach up to the sky and then flex over. If that's too heavy on what you've chosen, you can go down, even if you wanna go to a light spring instead of a medium. That's an option. Or you can choose to come down here. Is gonna take some of the tension off, or keep your arm just here instead of going into that full raise. We wanna focus on the lateral flexion here. So growing the spine nice and tall first, and then creating that C motion up and over. Good. Just 2 more. And 1. And release back down. Good job, you guys. All right, we're gonna release that strap down. I'm gonna turn towards my shoulder blocks. We have 1 more series before we lay down on the other side. So we're gonna go into a reverse knee stretch. I'm still on that medium tension spring. So that's what I would suggest for this one if you've changed your springs at all. I'm gonna go hands on the rails about a foot in front. And if your headrest is feeling like you're gonna fall off, you can always take it off. I'm gonna just do a knee stretch and release. So I'm gonna flat back from your head to your tail, relax the shoulders down, pull your knees underneath you, and then release right back underneath your hips. Booty is pushing kind of back, towards the foot bar. Soften the elbows. Your upper body is stabilizing but not pulling. We want to think about just your core creating this movement with the carriage. Check your head that it's right in line. Good, you guys. Exhale, 3. And 2. Hold it in on 1. Relax the shoulders down. You're pulsing it in. In. Small range of motion. Relax the head and shoulders. 4. 3. Use the core. 2. 1. And release back. Good. Shake it out for a second. We're going to just round up right away into that cat position, relaxing the shoulders down, doing the same movement here in this round back. So your range might be a little smaller. If you want to scoot your hands slightly closer, go for it. You're pulling in and releasing back. Naturally, our shoulders are going to want to lift up to our ears. Try to relax them down as much as possible. Focus on the tension being in the core moving the carriage. Yes. Exhale. And 5. Shake out the head. 4. 3. 2. Creating that C curve. 1. Hold it in. Pulse it. Exhale. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And release back, sitting back into that child's pose. Shell stretch, rounding up and growing it back up tall. Good job, you guys. Okay, we're going to lay down now onto your opposite side. Make sure that you are on the same springs as you did for your arm work on the other side. I'm still on my blue spring, medium tension spring, laying down. I'm gonna slide this just slightly. All right, I'm laying down on this side. Grab a hold of your strap. Put it into your hand. I almost put it on my foot. All right, dropping your top hip down. Hips and shoulders are stacked. I'm raising my arm up to the sky, but keeping it in my peripheral vision. And then I'm gonna exhale and pull down. Inhale, float it back up. Exhale, down. Inhale, float it up. Keeping the elbow soft. Stopping when you get to your shoulder height so that the carriage doesn't come all the way into the stopper. Good. Good. So at this point, if you want to take those legs long like you did before, you can take that option. Keeping those hips stacked. Long, long line. That upper body. Good. And 2. Hold it down on 1, turning the palm back. Now we're gonna go forward and back. Keeping that core initiating. Squeeze on the back. Long, long spine. Palm is facing back. Good, elbow stays soft. And 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna continue and circle it around, keeping it shoulder height, going through that 90-degree angle both ways. Good. Two. And 1. reverse it. Using your breath. Bending those knees at any point if you're feeling that low back. And 2. 1. Finding that stable position, tricep press, bend and straighten. Good. Pinching the rope if you need to. We want to get that full range in your tricep. Keep initiating from the core. Good. 5. Woo, it burns. 4. 3. 2. Hold it back there on 1. You have those tiny circles, just 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Reverse 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Holy cow. And release. Ooh, shake out that arm. Take it over for a little release through that shoulder. And placing your foot into the strap, switching your springs to the same springs you did on the other side if you made a spring change, or staying on that medium tension spring. Okay, we're finding hips are stacked. You're a little bit like hip distance apart with those legs. We're gonna bend and straighten. Good. Bend and straighten. Trying to tuck my hair there. Good. Creasing at the hip, using the hamstring and glute to press it out. So quads naturally want to take over, and hip flexors, we want to release at the hip as we crease, and then use the hamstring and glute to press that leg out. Good. Good. I can already feel this side is going to be harder for me. 3. And 2. Hold it out on 1. You're kicking it forward, flexing it back. On the kick forward, creasing at the hip, pushing the booty towards the foot bar. Flex and drag it back. So now you can see maybe from this side angle. See, this is me tucking my pelvis and then pressing it back. That's what we want to avoid. Instead, we want to keep the pelvis stable, flex and pull back. Using the hamstring and glute. If we're feeling the back of the knee, you might need to soften a little bit more through the knee to make sure that hamstring is activating. Good. Last 2. And 1. I'm dragging it down. I'm going to bend into a bicycle, kick it forward, drag it down. Good. 5. It's burning. 4. 3. Relax the upper body. 2. 1. Reverse it for 5. We can do it. 5. Oh, it burns so bad. 4. 3. 2. 1. And bring it in. Holy cow. My whole hamstring and booty is cramped up. All right. We have our second set laterally rotated. We can do it, you guys. Okay, open up that hip. Make sure it stays stacked on top of your other hip. We got this. Here we go. Bend and straighten. Trying to keep that same rotation through your hip, but keeping them stacked. We're not rolling back onto our backs. Good. Good. Whew. And 4. 3. 2. And a 1. We're gonna kick it up towards the sky and flex it back down. Kick it up towards the sky, flex it back down. Keeping those hips stacked and as stable as possible. This should feel like a nice stretch and open hip opener also for your inner thighs. And 2. And 1. Good. We're going into those bicycles. We're going to bend. Hit 90 degrees. Reach it up towards the sky. Flex and drag it down. 5. Good. And 4. 3. 2. 1. Reverse it. Reach it up towards the sky. Flex. Kick it out. 5. 4. 3. 2. Yes, and 1. Good. Bring everything in parallel. Stack those legs. We're going to open it up all the way. Open and down. 9. Keep those hips stacked. 8. 7. 6. We got this. 5. 4. Exhaling every time you open. 3. 2. And 1. And bring it all the way in. Take that foot out of the strap. Woo, we did it. Set that strap leg down. And the strap down, you're going to sit all the way up. Let's take that leg, cross it over for a figure 4 stretch. Oh, that was rough. In the best way, as I always say. All right. We are going to do that side twist now on the other side. So you can take that option to sit or kneel. I'm going to come up to a kneeling position. We can take your block or whatever you use for sideline off to the side at this point. Grab your strap. Carefully come up to a kneeling position. Make sure that you're nice and stable. I'm going to round my arms in front of me so my hands are in line with my sternum. I'm going to rotate back towards the pulley and then towards the foot bar. Keeping my hands in line with the sternum. Hips are squared towards the side that you're facing. Good. Try not to clench in the glutes. Glutes are just slightly on. We want the tension to be focusing on the obliques. Good. Shoulders are equal with one another. And the further your arms are away from you, the harder this will be. So you can bring your arms in a little closer if you want to lighten your load also. Unscrewing the spine, lifting nice and tall every time. And 3. 2. Holding to the side on 1. Focusing on those pulses, lifting tall. And 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And slow release back. Good. Find that square position, pointing your elbow down. Palm is facing in. We're going right into the lateral flexion. So you're lifting up and taller to go over to tap, lift, and back down. So you can go to a seated position to lighten your load, or kneeling onto your feet, or take the tension down if needed. It's a short set here though. Think about really opening up. Use your breath to flex over. It's going to give you a lot more power. Good. 5 more. Good. Opening up that spine. And 3. 2. Last one. And release. Good job, you guys. I'm gonna keep a hold of this strap. We're gonna turn to face your foot bar and grab your other strap. So I'm staying on my 1 blue spring or my medium tension spring. You're welcome to add on a light spring if you'd like as well to go to kind of like a medium to heavy. I'm gonna come to a kneeling position. You can also do this seated crisscross. We're gonna go into front rowing. So know that if you're kneeling, we need to move nice and slow. Make sure you're activating the core first. Palms are gonna be up and then release back. So feet being up against the shoulder blocks is gonna give you also a little bit more assistance in your stability. Wrapping through the core every time. Shoulders stay open. Initiating from the core, and then you want to think about the entire front side of the arm and shoulder working. Try not to use momentum here. We want to wrap and then use the arms. It's easy to kind of like move fast and use like a big like momentum push. So we want to move slow both ways to keep control from nose diving forward, but also help those muscles activate and work a little harder. All right, after this one, we're gonna make a teardrop motion now. So I'm gonna circle out and around, and then I'm gonna stop right about my hip, but staying in front. Now, up and out and around. You're creating that teardrop shape. Try not to let the shoulders lift up as your arms lift up. Chest just stays open. Good. Nice and tight through the core. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you circle around. 2. And 1. We're gonna reverse your teardrop now, out and around. This is where it's easier for our shoulders to wanna lift up or tension to creep up into our neck. So take your range a little smaller if you need to stop about shoulder height. You got 4. And 3, shake out the head. 2. 1, good. I'm gonna bend back my arms, bend forward slightly. I'm gonna reach my arms forward and flip the palms down so that the straps are on top of your arms. I'm creasing at the hip, going into salute. Your hands are going to your forehead and out. Elbows are pointing down towards the diagonal angles. If you have more range, you can take your hands behind your head and out. You just wanna make sure you're not flaring through your rib cage, meaning your ribs are opening. We wanna keep connected through the core. If the straps are rubbing on your shoulders, change the angle of your elbows, pointing a little more down. Good. Big exhale. And 5. Exhale, 4. 3. 2. Bring it forward and down on 1. And roll out those shoulders. Good job, you guys. We're gonna keep your straps. Don't drop them yet. Cross them behind you because we're just gonna turn around. I'm still on the medium tension spring. So that's our spring of the day. All right, I'm going to be grabbing on to closer to my pulleys. So you can choke up as high as you want on this to choose your tension. You can sit here with your knees bent or legs all the way straight. We just wanna make sure that we're in a nice neutral spine that's tension free. I'm gonna be rolling my shoulders back and down, and I'm gonna open out to a T and release. So now we're working the back side of the arm. Mid-back posture muscles want to be nice and tall. So we want tension to be just right across that mid-back. So then if it feels good here to extend your legs, you can do so. Try not to open up through the ribs. Instead, wrap through the ribs and then release. I kind of like my knees bent here. It feels a little more comfortable. Good. Shake out the head. You can always bring your arms a little lower than your shoulders if you're feeling that tension in the neck. 2. Exhale, 1. Bring the arms forward. Palms are gonna face in. You're gonna rotate towards your left side and reach your right arm forward. And then come back to center. Rotate towards the right side, reaching the left arm forward and back to center. So if you wanna come up even further, you can. On this, again, it's your choice on where you want the tension. Rotate. So hips are gonna stay stable. I'm retracting back with the arm pulling back and protracting forward with the opposite arm. Think about like you're pulling a bow, like a bow and arrow. You're pulling that bow back as far as you can, but I do want your head to kind of rotate with you to help with that rotation. Exhale. Good. 1 more each side. Then we're going to add the airplane. So I'm going to rotate 1 more time to my right side. I'm going to do an airplane in between. Open up. Now I'm going to rotate to the right side. Airplane in between. Kind of using that big breath and almost like momentum for that airplane. Good. We're getting the heart rate up just a little bit, going for a little bit quicker motion. Good. And 1 more each side. Feeling that burn. 1. Last one. Ending with the airplane. Woo, feeling that burn. All right, roll out those shoulders. All right, you can keep your hands most likely where they are. We're gonna end with some core here. We're gonna be tucking down. Whoop, make sure you slide forward. I almost fell off from my carriage. Make sure you have about a hand distance behind you. So you're just gonna roll down into that half kind of C curve roll down and back up. This is a short set here. This is feeling almost like a mat workout because we're on a very light spring here. So we're not pulling a lot of tension. We're using your own body weight to kind of create that C curve. Straps are there just to cause a little bit more instability. 3. And 2. Meet me down there on 1. We're gonna pulse it down there, just up and down, pulling that belly button to spine. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift it back up. Beautiful job, you guys. All right, I'm gonna hook my straps because we are gonna go feet in straps, starting kind of working our way into a cool down. So going to 2 heavy springs. We're gonna lay down on our backs. Grab those straps. And placing 1 foot at a time, keep tension on the ropes. You're gonna reach those legs out away from you, starting parallel with those legs. Find your neutral where you have space in the low back. We're gonna start with a bend and straighten parallel. So legs are gonna stay together, creasing at the hip, making sure you're not touching your fingers if you're reaching underneath the low back. I feel like that's kind of the best way to double check. Reach those fingers underneath the low back, and we wanna make sure we're not pressing into those fingers. Or you can place your hands on your hips, making sure we're creasing, but your hands are staying flat. All right, so all we're doing here is a bend and straighten. Good. Kind of thinking about that rainbow motion with the legs. Hamstrings and glutes are pulling, lowering those legs as far as you can till you feel that compression point in your core. Last 2. 1. All that's going to change here is you're going to separate your legs hip distance apart as you bend and then bring them back together. Separate your legs hip distance apart. Think of like a squat position and bring them back together. So this is just forcing a little more hip mobility and a little more activation through the hamstrings and glutes. But we need to take our intention to the hamstrings and glutes. Think about pressing out. Good. Bend and squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Meet me in that squat position, creasing at the hip. Make sure we're not tucking the pelvis. We're going to pulse it back and forth. So the hardest part is going to be maintaining your neutral where you have space in the low back. So reach those fingers, make sure they can move underneath the low back. Your core is tight and you're pulsing from those hamstrings and glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them back together. Good. We're going right into a lift and lower. Lift it up, flex and lower back down. Good. Getting as low as you can maintain that core stability. Stretching through those hamstrings and glutes. Exhaling on the down, getting those straps nice and low. 2 and 1. Hold it down there. We're going to turn toes apart, heels together, going back into the bend and straighten. So creasing at the hip, reaching it back out, keeping those heels glued together the whole time. So your legs might not straighten all the way, especially if you're hyperextended in your knees. You want your heels to stay glued together. That's going to help those inner thighs work just a little bit more. Good. Double check you're in that neutral spine. Legs are going nice and low and long. Good. And 3, 2. Hold it out there on 1. We're keeping that rotation. You're going back to the lift and lower. Good. We should feel that yummy stretch through the outer thighs. Reach it up, lower it back down. Try to still keep those heels kissing together as much as you can. And maintain that neutral spine. Exhale on the down. And 3. My carriage is squeaky today. 2. And 1. We're going to go into a circle. So I want you to lift and then circle it out and around, taking it as wide as it feels good for your body, but where you can maintain connection through those inner thighs and a neutral spine. 3. Exhale, 2. Good. 1. Reverse your circle. Try to keep equal rotation through your hips. That's the hardest part about leg circles, is we kind of want to go parallel as we come in. You want your toes to stay turned out, heels to stay together as they come back. Good. 4. Breathe. 3. And 2. Last 1. Good. Find your center here. And I want you to bring your feet together, knees out to the side for a little frog stretch. Good. You can kind of move through that stretch however feels good for you. Good job, you guys. All right, I want you to take your feet out of the straps, set them off to the side. Let's take one leg over for a figure 4 stretch since we did that intense glute work earlier, and then take your hands through to stretch through that hip. Good work. All right, switching legs. Cross the opposite leg over, reach your hands through to pull it a little closer. Breathe. Good job, you guys. Let's roll to a standing position off to the side. Carefully standing up. We're gonna just stretch through those shoulders quickly, hamstrings, and be done. So I want you to cross one arm over. We did a lot of shoulder work, so we wanna just jumpstart that recovery. Good, take that same arm up and over. Drop the shoulders down. And switching sides, looking side to side. And up and over. Taking the second for yourself is so good to get the most out of the workout. I want you to take the last thing here, take your hands behind you, clasp your fingers together, opening up through the chest and shoulders, looking up slightly towards the sky. And release your hands, tuck your chin, rolling all the way down to finish in that forward fold. You're welcome to stay down here as long as you'd like. Just make sure you get a good stretch in those hamstrings, kind of swing side to side, shake out the legs, shake out the head. When you're ready, soften through your knees and take your time to roll up nice and slow. Your head will come up last. Finish with a couple shoulder rolls and you guys are done. Woo! I hope you enjoyed that full class experience today. And if you did enjoy this workout, please hit that like button, shoot me a comment, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and also follow me on Instagram for some fun and workout content. Hope to see you next time. Thank you so much.